All right, Jesse, hey, we're back at this place. We've been here before. It's making a lot of progress. Tell me what's going on here. What's the story?
Well, we have two projects in motion here. We have a remodel here on our left south side of the property, and a brick house that we've remodeled and completely changed. Used to have a garage out front where we're standing with access from the street, and now we have an attached garage, two-car garage in the back. Now to our north, we have a brand new house on what was once just a dirt lot, and a really nice modern home that they've built, and something they're very proud of, that they have two different kind of products here and styles. So,
And this is an owner-builder situation?
it is, yeah.
Okay.
These are investors. The group is Mainspring Developers, and they are an investment group that happened to acquire these and made them happen. So
Very cool.
they're
Well,
nearing the end.
Excellent. Why don't we take a walk inside and see what this looks like?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
I forget the last time you were here, Steve, but I know we've made some changes and
It was just
improvements.
framed out. That was about it.
Yeah, so we've got obviously insulation, drywall, trim carpenters are pretty much done. Cabinets have mostly been set, and they're moving along. Now we've got some railings. I hadn't seen those yet.
And so, there we go. They're actually working here today.
They're working.
Cool.
Yeah,
No problem.
real action. Yeah. You can see this.
That's going to be a lovely
Expansive.
kitchen. How many square feet?
These are just around the 4,000 mark. This one, yeah, 3,800, 4,000 square foot house.
Excellent. Well, let's walk out back there, get a little more
Sure.
light.
So they're building a kind of a locker type of closet shelf system in here, and all built-in, custom, as you can see.
Wow.
Very
Beautiful.
nice. Yeah. So
Nice
that'll
tight fit.
lots
There's
of-
a carpenter that measures twice and cuts once.
Yes. Very good.
I measure once, cut twice.
Just cut long the first time, right?
That's right.
Little
Back was measured very
half bath
Remember that?
and really nice kind of space even to transition out to this patio behind us.
And so they're intending to flip this. This is an investment.
Yep, they will sell this. Probably hit the buying season just right as far as timing in the next 60 days. They should be putting landscaping outside. This will be a nice concrete patio out here, kind of attached to the deck outside, and create a nice livable space.
But your client here is a developer, so they do this on a regular basis.
That's right.
And so how does that work? I understand how an individual would come to HomeWrights to get some advice, but these guys are developers. They know this business. Why do they need you?
Well, they've done a lot of commercial investing, and the residential is not quite their wheelhouse. So they've leaned on us for the depth of our database, suppliers, subs, and things like that, plus all of what we know with regard to the inspections and codes within Denver. So I think they leaned heavily on us for that, and then they're really good about design and all the different finish elements, which was really their key point.
So in their case, it would cost them a lot of money to hire a couple of people like you onto their staff every day.
That's right.
So this is a relatively simple, small investment for them to get that ongoing coaching without having to add to their labor expenses.
That's right.
Yeah.
They have a project manager that they've assigned to both of these, and they have a few others within their group that do various things, like they built a cafe, bar recently, and a few other things. So,
Cool.
yeah,
And so they happened to get this lot with two properties on it, side by side.
they did.
And one was starting from the bottom up.
Yeah, completely
this
empty,
was an empty
overgrown
lot?
lot with deer and the bunnies out here enjoying it, and now there's a few other things that are here. But
And then
it's
you've-
going to be a beautiful home.
And then you've got this beauty next door with the brick over there that, how would you describe that?
Well, that's going to be, it's sort of becoming what is known in this area as a Denver square design. More leans toward that style with the nice big front porch and, of course, the brick. So we have just kind of taken off of what we had to start with and enhanced and improved upon it. So lots of rearranging. As you can see, all the new brick. Those were areas where some of the windows and doors were, like I say, the garage here at front, and then where we attached to the rear for the attached garage.
And I'm guessing that sometimes doing a makeover or a major remodel is more difficult than starting from scratch.
It is. Yeah, you turn to, different areas of the project and you find new challenges that you didn't know. Even the engineer might have had a really good understanding, And in this case, we did tear out a wall that happened to be frame, and there was no brick. So we had to readjust, have the engineer come out. And that's where we add support too for the client to make sure we get the interpretation correct for carrying on to the next step and the solution.
All right, well, let's go take a look at that place.
Yep. So this is the remodel. And we were challenged with quite a few things in this one. You can see all that brickwork that was done and improved upon. A lot of fill in where old windows and doors were. We actually did move this front door over, which you can still see remnants of kind of where the old brick was right around here. So we shifted that to give this entry the feel they wanted. And architecturally, this thing is really coming together. Had a lot of challenges structurally. You see all the different bolts and things through this ledger just to tie everything back into the old brick.
Yeah.
And so that's part of the unique challenge of a project like this.
But it also allows you to maintain some of that original character.
That's right. Yep.
Which you can't just build new.
Yeah. And the consensus is that the folks like this one better than the new one just because it has a lot of those charming components or feel to it. A lot of unique challenges in this one because of the fact that it was an existing structure. So like I said, in some cases you turn around and go, no one knew about that. We have to do something and get everybody together. A lot of times that requires the engineer to come back on site and see the thing for it themselves and make plans, come up with ideas.
And sometimes people forget that the word custom means it's never been done before.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there are surprises, but
Yeah.
we don't call them surprises. That's just the way it goes.
Just the way it is.
Yeah.
That's what it needs and calls for. So you make a good point. I mean, you have this drawing and this great concept, and then when you get out in the field and apply it to some of those areas, you have to be more custom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have all this 4-inch oak, white oak, just acclimating here in the space.
And how long does it need to acclimate before you can start laying it down?
I believe they were given about a week on this. This actually had been sitting here in Denver, so it had already acclimated mostly to this environment.
Sure.
But now we give it this extra week to just settle down. And so they're going to come in and do a few things to this floor where we have the existing that we're standing on, Steve. Mm-hmm. And then we come into this new area where you can see the change in the floor. And we have this addition area that carries end to end and around. So they're going to make some of these little humps and rises, belt sand, and get everything level, so it makes the install that much easier and
Excellent.
better. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
How old was this house when you start?
This was built in 38, if I have my numbers correct.
So in 1938, they didn't think a whole lot about insulation.
No.
It was just brick and what?
Yeah.
Plaster on the inside?
Yeah, that's right. They actually would use the 2 width of brick as the insulative barrier to the exterior and leaving a lot to chance, a lot of leaks.
Yeah. And so how does HomeWrights experience help with somebody who's never built onto a unit like this?
Well, that's where we start with making sure the insulation package is going to be appropriate, doing things like caulking around boxes and cans and return grills and things like that for the HVAC system, and knowing where we have to improve so that we can pass a blower door test so that they can get their certificate of occupancy.
What's that test called?
That is a blower door test, and what it shows is the number of air turns in a house in an hour. So we can tell how much leakage we have either side of the envelope, and that gives us a real clear understanding of how efficient this building is.
Do all houses have to go through that?
It depends on the municipality. A lot of places are turning that way. Boulder, Denver, Jefferson County, and I think quite a few others. Those are the ones I'm most familiar with. But the guys in the office could speak to the others. But that's the energy compliance is a big one. And we're seeing more and more added onto that every year.
And of course, if you've never built a custom home before and this is your first one, you wouldn't even know that thing is there.
That's right.
Yeah.
And there's some preliminary stuff we do in the permit phase where we're developing toward that mark. And so those are things that we just talk about and set expectations, and then they sort of come full circle when they call and schedule that blower door test and watch it, and it all becomes much clearer. So
Excellent.